Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Professor Madya Dr. Wahyu Mulyo Utomo. We, representing Group 3 for Section 1, will present the Project 2 in Power System BEJ 20603. Before we begin, I will introduce all the group members for Group 3 Section 1. First, Sin Yee. Next, Melleans Anak laki Asay. Then, Lam Ji Teng. Next, Ming Wei Pin. And lastly, Mohamad Aiman Syazwan bin Mohamad Jaffri. My name is Mohamad Aiman Syazwan bin Mohamad Jaffri, matrix number CE200063, and I will present about the introduction of hydroelectric, construction of hydroelectric, and example of hydroelectric power station in Malaysia.
Hi, my name is Melleans Anak Asay. My matrix number is DE2050. For this part of the video, I will be presenting the 4 types of hydroelectric and its operation characteristic.
I will begin the presentation with the introduction of hydroelectric. Hydroelectric energy is also called as hydroelectric power or hydroelectricity. It is a form of energy that harnesses the power of water in motion, such as water flowing over a waterfall to generate electricity. Over 1,000 years ago, people in Greece used flowing water to turn the wheel of their mill to ground wheat into flour. In 2015, hydropower generates 16.6% of the world's total electricity and 70% of all renewable electricity, and was expected to increase by about 3.1% each year for the next 25 years. Then, hydropower is produced in 150 countries, with Asia-Pacific region generating 33% of global hydropower in 2013. Next, I will present about how a hydroelectric dam is constructed. It is difficult and labor-intensive. Before the construction begins, water is diverted or prevented from moving through the construction site. Then, after water is diverted, the foundation area is cleaned, and rock or sediment that will act as the foundation are repaired and deemed solid. To ensure the rock or sediments won't shift or fail or fall as a result of the load of the dam and reservoir, support known as rock bolt may be used to strengthen the foundation. Above the dam, rock bolt and netting may be used to prevent rock from falling from the dam. Forms are then built along the edge of the dam. Rebar is placed inside and concrete is pumped in. The concrete is poured bit by bit in block formation. Once enough of the dam is built, the reservoir is allowed to fill in a highly controlled manner. Other structures that make the dam operational are then added.
The first type of hydroelectric that I will be presenting is the conventional dam. Most hydroelectric power comes from the potential energy of dam water driving a water turbine and generator. The power extracted from the water depends on the volume and on the difference in height within the source and the water's outflow. So the difference in this height is called the head. And then there's another pipe which is also called the penstock. It delivers water from the reservoir to the turbine. The second type of hydroelectric is the pump storage. Pump storage produces electricity to supply high peak demands by moving water between reservoirs at different elevation. Secondly, at times of low electrical demands, the excess generation capacity is used to pump water into the higher reservoir. Lastly, when the demand becomes greater, water is released back into the lower reservoir through a turbine. The third type of hydroelectric is the run of the river. A river has no reservoir capacity, or it is just small, and only water coming from upstream is available for generation at the moment. So constant supply of water from a lake or existing reservoir upstream is a significant advantage in choosing sites for the run of the river. So lastly, river hydropower could potentially provide 60,000 megawatts. The last type of hydroelectric that I will be presenting is tide. This type of hydroelectric makes uses of the daily rise and fall of ocean water due to tides. It is viable in relatively small number of locations around the world. In Great Britain, there are 8 sites that could be developed, which could have potential to develop and to generate 20% of the electricity used in 2012. Now I will be presenting the operation characteristic of hydroelectric. So most hydroelectric power plants have a reservoir of water. It has gate or valve to control how much water flows out of the reservoir. So water gains potential energy just before it spills over the top of a dam or flows down a hill. The potential energy is converted into kinetic energy as water flows downhill.
Here I provide 3 examples of hydropower station in Malaysia with a picture So first, Sultan Azlan Shah Bersia Power Station is placed in Perak. Next, Cenderoh Power Station also in Perak, and Ulu Jelai Power Station is in Pahang. That's all for our presentation, and thank you for watching.